Hello, happy students. Today our topic is Python NumPy array, and in this lecture we are going to discuss some functions related to Python NumPy array. So let us take a quick revision of our last lecture first. In our last lecture we already discussed array indexing, array slicing. So let us take an example of array slicing. As you can see on the screen that there is an array named ARY, okay, and that is an array given on screen. And what you have to do? This is the question. ARY and square bracket is written as -3 colon -1, okay, then -5 colon sign, then again colon, and then 2. So as we know that first part basically related to row slice and second is related to column slice. I think there is no doubt regarding to that. That is column slice. And when we talk about slice, then first part basically your first number belongs to start index, second belongs to just after the colon sign belongs to stop value, and third belongs to step value, which is by default by 1. By default start value is considered as a first element. It means value at index position 0, and if stop value is not given, then by default it is considered as the last value. Okay, so here one thing is very clear, that as far as row index row slicing is concerned, it is given as -3 colon -1. It means we have to start from index position -3 and goes up to index position. Always remember that whatever be the last value given or stop value is given, it is not included or it is excluded. Okay, so -3 and -2, only two index position will be selected in that case. And since there is no step value given, so by default step value is considered as 1. So in this case it is 1. Okay, so let us see on the array ARY, which is two-dimensional array. This is a two-dimensional array. It will give you a clear idea. Look at the array. This is the array. Okay, so only two rows will be selected, -3 and -2. Always remember that stop value is excluded. Okay, since in this question stop value is given as -1, so this row will not be selected at all. So only two rows will be selected, row at index position -3 and row at index position -2. I think now the first part is clear to all of you. Let us take the column slice. Column slice, it is already written as -5 colon 2. So start value is -5 and no stop value is given, so all rows will be selected. Okay, and there is an increment of 2. It is very important. So -5 will be selected, then -3 will be selected, then -1 will be selected. So all these three columns will be selected just because 2 is given as a step value. If 2 is not given, then all columns will be selected. Okay, so you can see this in a diagram. So you can see this in diagram. 3 columns will be selected, -4, -3 and -7. And look at the intersection point. These are the intersection points. These values are selected. Okay, so this is the answer: 12, 16, 20, 22, 26, and 30. Now I hope concept of slicing is now clear to all of you, and I think all of you are able to slice an array whatever be the question is given, whether start value is given as positive, negative, or stub value is given as negative, positive. I think all of you are now capable to solve this type of problem. Okay, if found any difficulty or problem, then go to my previous lecture or video, just watch it again. Okay, so in that basically we solve we already solved some problem regarding to array slicing. Now let us take a new topic, concatenate. Okay, concatenate. So concatenate is basically a function. And what is the meaning of concatenation? Concatenation basically refers to joining. So if you want to join two array, then for that purpose there is a function named concatenate. Using concatenate function, you are able to join two or more arrays. Okay, and this is a function. Concatenate is a function. So as you can see on the screen, that in second point it is already written here, that this function is used to join two or more arrays of the same shape along a specified axis. So two things are there. If you want to join two array, both array must be of same shape. Shape is not same, then you are not able to concatenate two arrays. And second thing is that if you want to add two array, then it is essential that shape should be same, but there are two options. You can add it along axis 0, or you can also add it along axis 1 if it is a two-dimensional array. Okay, so what is the syntax? Syntax is very simple. First of all, write the library name, that is numpy in this case. After that, put dot operator sign because you want to access a function of numpy, and the name of the function is concatenate. After that, you can mention name of the array. Okay, these array must be of same shape, and minimum two array required here, and then you have to mention axis. If axis is not defined or axis is not given, then by default array will be concatenated along axis 0. So default axis is axis 0. I think now it is clear to all of you. So let us take an example of this, which will give you a clear idea how to concatenate two array using concatenate function. Okay, so a small program here which apply basically the concatenate function, in which we apply the concatenate function. So first thing which you have to do is just import the numpy library. This is the program here, import numpy library. Okay, so we write just it as import numpy as np. So name of the library is numpy, and we rename it just by giving another name np. So basically np replace numpy. So wherever we want to use numpy, we have to just write np in place of numpy. Okay, because we just rename it in our first line. Not only we import numpy library, but also rename it as an np. In second case, you can easily see that an array is created using array function. It is a two-dimensional array which elements are 1, 2, and 3, 4. Then first array will be printed, and then another array will be created. Another array is created, and just after that, and the name of the array is A. Name of the array is B. So now we have two array A and array B. We have two array A and array B, and both have same shape. You can easily see that first array contain element 1, 2, 3, 4, and second array contain element 5, 6, 7, 8. It means both array have two rows and two columns. Okay, So it is already written here in the form of comment that both the arrays are of the same dimension, means same shape. Okay, same shape. Now joining the two array along axis 0. So if you want to add these two array along axis 0, so for that purpose is we have to write just np dot concatenate. Concatenate is the name of the function, and just pass the argument a comma b. A comma b are the name of the arrays. Okay, and you can write it axis is equal to 0, but as we know that by default axis is 0, so we don't have to write it again, or we don't write so it is not necessary to mention axis because x is 0, because it is by default. If you mention it, it's okay, but if you don't mention it, it is considered as a default value. X is 0. Okay, by default axis is 0. Then if you want to join it along axis 1, then you should write ab like that. Ab axis is equal to 1. It means both these two arrays will be joined along axis is equal to 1. So this is a small program here to just show you how to concatenate two different arrays. Now this is our output. This is our first array. Now this is our second array. So if we want to add or concatenate these two array along axis 0, so our final answer is 1 2 like that. 1 2 3 4. Axis 0 means along row. Okay, and second array contain element 5 6 7 8. So this is row number 1, row number 2, then this is row number 3, and at last row number 4, like that. Okay, so this is the result after joining these two array along axis 0. Now if you want to join two arrays along axis 1, then you have to just mention axis 1 and the name of the array contain element 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 8, because axis 1 means along column. Okay, so this is our final answer. Now I think it is clear to all of you how to use concatenate function. Let us take an example of this. Look at the array. This is our array first. Let us take its name A. This is B, array B. And when you just apply the function np.concatenate ab comma 1, then it means all these two array will be concatenate along column or along axis 1, like that. This is the first array and that is second array. Array A and array B both are concatenate to each other. Okay, now I think it is clear to all of you. And let us take another example. You can easily see that a simple code of Python code is given here. So first array is A, second is B, and third is C, which contain the final result. So in this question we have to concatenate two array A and array B, and both have same size or same dimension, as you can easily see on the screen that two rows and three columns are there in array A and in array B. Okay, so both have same size or same dimension. Now in C we just write np dot concatenate A comma B. So A comma B means These are two array. These are two array which we have to concatenate, array A and array B, and along axis 1. So after that, just write comma and then 1. Axis should be mentioned. Otherwise, by default, axis is 0. It means both these array will be concatenate along axis 0 or along row. So this is our final answer. Okay. The first array is 0, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And in this question basically we just mentioned axis 1. So both these two array will be concatenate along axis 1. So next, array B contain element 0, 2, 4 and 6, 8, 10. So your answer look like this. Okay. I think it is clear to all of you. Next function is Hstack function, or it is also called as horizontal stack. Okay. So in our previous example, we just concatenate two function using concatenate function. Okay, we just concatenate two arrays using concatenate functions. So our next function is Hstack function. Hstack function. This is similar to concatenate function, but it has some limitations. Actually, Hstack function basically concatenate two array which are of same size, or we can say that same dimension, along axis 1, or we can say that column wise. Okay, so this is a simply basically the output of a program. So I just show you the output because I just want to show how Hstack work. This is our first array. Suppose it is array A. Then this is our second array, array B. Then if you apply Hstack function, then your result look like this. It means both these array concatenate horizontally, or we can say that along axis 1. Okay, so first array contain element 1, 2, 3, 4. Second array contain element 5, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after concatenation using Hstack function, it is look like that. I think it is clear to all of you. So let us come back to the theory of this Hstack. So using Hstack function, basically when we compare Hstack with concatenate function, then in place of concatenate, you just have to write Hstack, and after that within parenthesis sign, as usual, we have to give the name of array which we want to concatenate. And since Hstack function basically concatenate two arrays which are of same dimension horizontally, so don't mention any axis along that, either axis 0 or axis 1. Both are not allowed because it starts is already defined that this function basically concatenate two array horizontally or along axis 1. Now I think it is clear to all of you. So now let us talk about the program which is written here. Wait a second. No. So first of all, just write the line import numpy as np, which is essential to write because without this you are not able to use any function related to library numpy. So numpy library should be import to your program. Np is a alternative name of given to NumPy library. Then in second line, an array is created by using array function. Okay, then array will be printed, and then another array b is created here, then it is printed, and then after at last we just apply np.hstack, and the final result is stored of assigned to a variable c hstack. So since in this case we want to concatenate two arrays a and b along axis 1, or we can say the horizontally, so we just write np.hstack a comma b. Always remember that we don't mention any axis in this function as a parameter value, because its task is already defined that it always concatenate two array along axis 1, or we can say that horizontal concatenation is there. Then at last print c, it means we just print the final answer, and as you know that slash n basically gives you your output to the next line, your cursor to the next line. So just after the execution, that is our output. Okay, that is our output. Now our next function is vstack. So as stack represent horizontal stack or horizontal concatenation, or vstack represent vertical stack or vertical concatenation. Okay, so let us take an example first, or I actually show you the output of this program, which gives a clear idea how vertical stack or vstack works. This is our first array, suppose it is an array A. Then this is our second array B. If we just concatenate these two array using vstack function, then these are concatenate like that. It means vertical stack is there, or concatenation along axis 0 will be there. Okay, when we use S stack, then concatenation along axis 1 is there, and when we use vstack, then concatenation along axis 0 will be there. That is vertical stack. First element contain 1 2 3 4, and second element contain 5 6 7 8. So using vertical stack or vstack function, these two array will be concatenated like that. So let us take an example first. This is the example. First of all, the first line, as usual, import numpy as np. Name of the library is numpy, and np is the alternative name given to the library numpy. Okay, then an array is there. Name of the array is a, and its element of 1 2 3 4. Its element of 1 2 3 4. Then second array b, and element of this array are 5 6 7 8. 5 6 7 8. This is array b, and message there, print vertical stacking, and then vertical stack is applied here. C is equal to np dot vstack ab. This simply means that both these array will be vertically concatenated, or they are concatenated along axis 0. So our final answer look like this. I think it is clear to all of you. And then finally we just print the answer. Okay, means just print array C, which contain the result of vstack. So this is our output. Now, our next function is h split function. So if you want to split two array, it is also possible by using h split, v split, and split function. These are the three functions. So let us take them one by one. So first of all, look at the diagram. It will give you a clear idea how h split works. This is an array, and when you just apply h split and look at the value or parameter value given in function h split, it is 2. So it is split into two different parts, and these are horizontally split. Okay, so horizontal split is there when you use h split. So array is divided into two equal parts. Now look at the theory. The numpy h split is a special case of split function where axis is 1, indicating a horizontal split regardless of the dimension of the input array. So first of all, as I told you that there are three functions: h split, v split, and split. So h split basically function split an array along axis 1, or horizontal split is there when you just use h split. So look at the code. First of all, import numpy is np. Numpy library is imported here. Then an array will be created using arrange and reshape function. Okay, and then array a is printed, and then you just use b is equal to h split a2, means it is split into two equal parts. Okay, then b is printed here. So according to the definition, there are total 16 elements. Okay, there are total 16 elements because in arrange function 16 is given, and it is reshaped again 4 comma 4. It means 4 rows and 4 columns will be there. So our array look like this, array a look like this, and its element are 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15. Total 16 elements are there, which are divided into 4 row and 4 columns in this shape, because reshape is given like that. And then vertical as split function is used. So you can easily see here that when you just apply h split or horizontal split, our answer look like this. Array is divided into two parts. First array is this is our array 1, and this is our array 2. So array is divided into two different parts along axis 1. Okay, next is v split. V split is same like that h split, but here split is along axis 0, and all other things are same. You can see here that same program here, but only one change: we use v split function. So you can see here that this is an array a, and after v split or vertical split, our answer look like that. These are the two array just after using of v split function. Okay, there is another function named split, which is basically the combination of h split and v split, and there is only one difference between these two: h split, h split, v split, and split function. By using split function, basically we can split an array along axis 0 or along axis 1. There is a limitation with h split or v split. When we use h split, then we are able to split a array along axis 1, and when we use vsplit, then we are able to split up an array along axis 0. But using split function, you are able to split along axis 0 or along axis 1. So we can say that split is basically the combination of both edge split and vsplit. So in a split function, you have to mention the axis, and by default axis is 0. Okay, default axis is 0. So you can easily see here that when you just use as split function, then along axis 0 split is there, because by default axis is 0. And when you just mention so axis 1, then array will be split along axis 1. So split function will be discussed in our next lecture. Thanks for watching this video.